Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Eat, Meat, and Question Everything. My name is Courtney Luna. I am a 2-year carnivore and I am so glad you are here. Okay, this episode should be interesting. I don't know if, when you're not feeling 100% and kind of on the verge of tears, if that's a great time to record a podcast episode, but here we are. I'm actually leaving for KetoCon's Hack Your Health in a couple days. So this is my one time spot to get this recorded. I don't usually record like this far in advance either. So it feels a little weird. I mean, it's only a week, but it feels weird to be kind of like sharing all this to you guys. Like I have a lot to dump on you and you're not going to hear about it for a week. And in a week, this might be kind of like old news to me. Like I've already processed a lot of this. But I did just want to share a few things. And you guys know I've been struggling lately, and I don't want to like beat a dead horse. I don't know if that's the right saying for this, but I don't want to make another, oh, I'm struggling. But I do want to like touch on it because I've learned a lot and I have things I'm going to do moving forward. So first, I just want to mention, if you have been watching on YouTube, then you already know this. But if you only listen to the podcast app, then you have no idea that I have just completed a 7-day sardine fast. So while I don't want to bore everybody that's already heard this, I do want to do a quick little recap because it has been so life-changing for me. So for the last 7 days, now I ended on like Saturday, I think was my last day of eating the sardines. For 7 days, I ate nothing but sardines with a little bit of mustard. And then towards the end, I did some hot sauce and some mayo. And holy cow, why I did it was, I mean, obviously some weight loss, but I wanted to reset my hunger cues. And let me tell you, if you are not hungry, you will not be eating sardines. I've been struggling with emotional eating lately, and I knew that doing this little reset would help me pay more attention to that, because if you're mindlessly eating, pork rinds and carnivore bars and bacon and cheese, well, you're not going to do that with sardines. So I learned a lot, and there was a lot of like eye-opening moments, like when you go to reach for something but you're not truly hungry. It was awesome for my glucose numbers. My ketones went up and I lost 6.1 pounds in a week. Now here's where I'm struggling. I didn't have an exit plan. So if you do try this challenge, which I do recommend and I will do more in the future, and maybe not 7 days, I think 3 days are good, or even just incorporating more sardines into what you're eating on a daily basis, because they're super nutritious. And I can't tell you how satiating they are, because it's a small amount of food and you can eat as much as you want. But I was probably having like 3, 4 tins, which isn't a ton of calories, yet I was so satiated. Whereas if I were to eat, say, 800 calories of beef, well, I'm still going to want more, even though it is satiating, but it's just different. Like I have a hard time sticking to my macros on regular carnivore. So it was very interesting to see like just how filling and satisfying these little magical fishies are. So where I went wrong is when I ended it, it's like I opened up the floodgates back to regular carnivore. And mentally for me, that wasn't the best idea. And another thing is, I wasn't intending on having carnivore bars in the house, but I got a delivery that I wasn't expecting and I plowed through them. It's like once I had one, this is why, I mean, some of you guys know I have them shipped to my mom's house and she brings me one every day to help me moderate them. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, you should probably just not have those. And you know what? You're probably right. I don't have sober behavior around them, but I love them. They bring me joy. And it's like I've given up so much, and it's still beef and tallow. It's not like, I'm having sugar or, I don't know, something else, but they do have a hold on me. So when I went back to normal eating Sunday, I didn't do too bad. I did have 2 carnivore bars. And my eating was like, I had some snacks at night that I didn't need. And I even said, Courtney, are you sardine hungry? Would you eat sardines? And the answer was no, but I still, in a way, I didn't care. And I just ate. Monday was totally different, even worse. My eyes tear up as I say this. So this is Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day. I am not feeling good because of my choices I made yesterday. Like I woke up at 4 a.m. with nausea and indigestion because I essentially had like a carnivore binge. And it's so interesting because the first year and a half or so on carnivore, like I was good. I didn't have these like urges and tendencies. I did in the past before carnivore, but I thought carnivore like healed that. But I noticed around like January, and I thought it was like, I mean, it probably is like stress related. I started like eating my feelings, but ever since then, it's like, it's been quite the struggle. And it's funny because Jen from Delighted to Meet You, I know she's been struggling too. And I actually watched her video yesterday. I was like halfway through my binge and saw her video. I'm like, oh, this might actually help me. And she was talking about like how she had gone off the rails too. So, and I know others, have this issue. So I know I'm not alone, but it's just so maddening. Like, I just feel yesterday I felt out of control. So I almost don't even want to admit it. But I had 5 carnivore bars yesterday, like 5. Courtney, like what the hell? It's like I couldn't stop myself. It was uncontrollable. I knew I shouldn't, but I couldn't stop. It's so weird. And it's just, I don't know. I obviously have an addictive personality. There's a reason why I am also sober. There was never like just one. So I'm, learning from this and paying attention to foods that I don't have, which I love that Dr. Lisa says, like I don't have sober behavior around. And that wasn't the only thing I had yesterday. I had all my regular meals and I also had some carnivore ice cream, which I had way more than I needed of that too. I was unstoppable and I didn't care and I'm paying for it today. And I'm mad at myself for doing that and not having a plan coming off of this fast. And maybe I wouldn't have done so bad if the carnivore bars weren't here, honestly. And not to knock them because I love them. I'm still going to incorporate them. I just need to have someone else help me. But I think, in hindsight, I would have eased off of the sardine fast, maybe like even continued a few more days, maybe not, because I was pretty done with sardines. Maybe ease myself into just like having, and not even quite an egg fast, but doing more eggs because I cannot overeat eggs. After a couple, they totally gross me out. And just having some rules. Is that like, I don't know, maybe that's not the answer, but I feel like I just need more structure. And some of you might be thinking like, Courtney, you're a wackadoodle, like this is like disordered eating and having these like restrictions. But again, like Dr. Lisa says, like she's not restricting herself, she's putting limits on things so she could feel peace around food. So that's actually what I'm going to be doing moving forward is I think this will be good for me, meal prepping and portioning all those out. Now, again, to talk about Jen, she's been doing this for a while and I actually entertained it like a month ago, but it was right when I was like, oh, I'm going to take a break from tracking macros. So I'm like, maybe that's not the answer because I'm essentially still tracking macros, but not tracking is not serving me well right now. So moving forward, when I get back from KetoCon, I am going to try meal prepping and portioning that out according to my macros and just have it organized. Like we have another fridge in the garage. Like I'm going to have things all like, maybe I need it all cute and organized. Like here's Monday and have it be all pretty. And it is my job to only eat that. And that's it. And I think I do well with boundaries like that because there was a carnivore bar in the house during my sardine challenge. There was bacon, there was pork rinds, there, you know what I mean? There's all the things that I can get out of control on. They were in there. But in my mind, I was like, those are off the table. I'm only having sardines. So I think that will work well for me, having everything portioned out and being like, this is all I get. And I do understand how, that might look and how it is like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like it's so restricted and not even restricted, but regimented and this and that. And maybe it's not sustainable. I don't know. I know I can do maintenance mode. I know that. So I'm just trying to get to my goal. And for right now, I said I'm not feeling good. I ate so much yesterday. So the thought of food right now is, so I'm definitely going to take it easy the next 2 days. Like I've already made the decision. The carnivore bars are off the table because they are still in my house. I want to bring some with me on my weekend away. So it's a mental game for sure. And it's so interesting like how difficult it is. So back to the meal prep. So yeah, I know I said like a month ago, I'm taking a break from trying to lose weight. Mind you, I was still hoping I would lose weight. I just, was hoping it would just be like easy and it would just, the stress from tracking would be gone and this and that, but yeah, it's not happening. So I think by doing the meal prep, yes, I'm tracking the macros, but just for that one day, and I don't have to think about it the rest of the week. The macros will already be figured out. The meals will be portioned according to that, and that's it. And that is what I eat that day. And I think it's going to go great. We shall see. And I'm going to mix up my macros a little bit. So I have like the typical macros that I do. I'm going to do that, but then also have a couple days where the fat is just a little bit lower and the protein's a little bit higher, just to keep my body guessing. And Maybe I'll do some OMAD or 2MAD. So that is my plan moving forward. And I do want to recommend Dr. Lisa's group. It's been, super helpful for me. I know when I mentioned a couple months ago that I was joining, a lot of you guys were like, oh, let me know how it is. I've been thinking about doing it too. Highly recommend doing this. And she's not paying me to say this. I am a paying customer being there, and I love it. There's so much, in-app support. So there is like different forums and different chats, but she also does like a lot of weekly meetings. So there, you can show up to all of them if you want, but at least know that there'll be a time slot that works for you. And to me, it feels like an AA meeting. And I mean that in the best way. I have been to AA meetings, and it's like everyone's just kind of like, you sit there and you talk and you share any wins or struggles. And it just feels nice to like have that solidarity. And that's like the feeling that I get from her Zoom meetings. Everyone's just checking in with their wins and struggles. And it's just nice to know that you're not alone. But she also has tips on like how to beat this and how to handle your sugar cravings and food cravings. Because I feel like once an addict, always an addict. Like, even though I don't drink, doesn't mean I'm not an alcoholic anymore. I'm just, I guess, in recovery every day. So every day you're making that decision to stay sober. And every day you have to make that decision to not go off the rails with your diet as well. So that has also been helpful. And I probably should have leaned on that group the other day, but it's like once you get in the mindset, like, like there's no stopping. So I should probably be a little more active in there. And maybe that would have stopped me from getting to that place in the first place. Like I said, I'm getting ready for KetoCon. We are leaving on Thursday. So I have a lot to do before that. It's Tuesday. I have done nothing because I'm such a stress case. So I was making myself wait until Tuesday after the long weekend to like do any prep for it. So I still have to like cover my grays. I got to wax my eyebrows. I got to do my nails. I have to like prepare my house to leave. I got to grocery shop, like get the kids prepped and ready. They're not going, but for my mom to stay with them, like I have a lot to do. I have to pack like stuff for my cooking demo. And can we just say, like, I am a nervous person. I am an introvert. I am not a public speaker. I know this is all like negative mindset stuff, and I will change my mindset after this, but I just have to vent. Like, I'm so nervous. And once you're listening to this or watching it, that means it already happened and it's all good. I'm glad I'm like the first day and I can get that done. I'm Friday morning at 11 a.m. So that way, like, I can actually enjoy the rest of my weekend and not be a nervous Nelly. But I'm scared. Like, I'm used to just talking and cooking in front of a camera, not people. When I was at the retreat, like, I guess it's been like a month ago, there's probably, I don't even know how many were there, 30, 40, 50. And just talking in front of them, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, calling my name to the front of the room, like adrenaline dump. Like, I'm so weird. It's so weird. I hate that I'm like that, but I am. So I'm excited for my cooking demo. I'm just a little nervous. Luckily, I'll have Jeff up there with me. And even the other day, he's like, so do you have like your script planned? I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, what do you mean by that? He's like, well, what are you going to say when you get up there? I'm like, oh my God, I have no idea. Like, I just thought I was going to get up there and start cooking. Like, of course I need to be like, hey, thanks for coming. I have no idea. So I need to, I guess, kind of like run through that a little bit in my head, like visualize like how the whole thing's going to go. I don't know. Like, this is new to me, guys. So anyways, I will be taking you along on that journey as well. I have some fun dinners that are planned. So I have a thing on Thursday night with Beam Minerals. Friday night's the VIP dinner. Saturday, I have a dinner with Equip Protein. And then Sunday, I have a dinner with my friends Alex and Courtney. So it's going to be an amazing weekend. I can't wait to see everybody. And, I'll probably do like a little vlog of that. Did I vlog? Did that sounded weird. So as always, thank you guys for listening to me, letting me vent and dump this all on you. Hopefully by the time this airs in a week, I will be in a different mindset and I will be ready to rock and roll on my meal prep. And I'll probably show you guys what I'm doing for that as well. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not going to do like recipes, I don't think. I mean, maybe I should. I do have a cookbook coming out. But I'm just trying to think, just keep this like as simple as possible right now, just for my mental health. Tracking macros on a whole recipe can be a little daunting. So sometimes it's easier, just stick with some ground beef, salmon, eggs, bacon. That's my plan. And some chicken. I'm going to mix some chicken in here and there just for like the lower fat. We'll do chicken breast. All right, enough rambling. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time.